Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new video. It has been a while. I was on vacation, but I'm back with a new video, and this video, as you can see from the title, is called Getting Back into the Flow. That's because I was on vacation and I didn't really draw too much for quite a while. And when you have such a period of time when you're not doing these type of things like drawing and painting, well, at least for me, I tend to get sort of out of the flow, out of the creative flow, and so I thought, you know what is a good way to get back into that flow for myself, but also for you if you struggle with that. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna uh, paint some thumbnails, some really quick thumbnails. In total, I worked for a little bit less than an hour. I started with some line drawings and put some color on it. And in a later video, we will probably refine a couple of these. Not sure. I might do separate videos on refining a couple of these. So maybe 2 or 3, and we will do a separate video for each one of them. I also want to use this video to address a couple of things from the channel. I used to live stream quite a lot, but that takes up a whole lot of energy, which I don't really have. So I think I'm gonna stop with the live streaming for now, for a little while, and we're gonna do just videos, and I'm gonna try to create a sort of a schedule, a sort of a workflow, which allows me to improve myself, but also which you guys can follow to improve your own work. So I'm gonna figure out a couple of things and writing some stuff down and just try. You know, this is I think the best thing with improving yourself, with improving your creativity, and it's just to get the work done. Of course, there are different ways to do it. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to figure out a workflow that works best for me, and maybe try different workflows so you can try along, and then you can see for yourself which one works the best. So the goal here was just to paint some thumbnails, try to be loose, but to be in control. Not too random. That's why I started with a line drawing, but I didn't want to be too harsh on myself. I just wanted to keep it loose, to keep the creativity flowing, and so yeah, these things are gonna end up really loose, but I think quite some interesting ideas in it. And I started just with the idea, you know what, I'm gonna do something with mushrooms, and preferably giant mushrooms. And you can see these in some types of games, I think in Morrowind. But I wanted to change it up a little, so I came up with a couple of ideas, and I think I like most of them. I almost all of them, I think, in the end. So that's going to be hard to decide which one we're gonna refine into a more refined painting. I did a first pass, really first quick sketch, and now I'm busy with my second pass, just to refine the line drawings a little bit more. Line drawing. I don't think the line drawing is the correct word. The sketch is probably the better word, because I'm really loose. You can see me try to fix the perspective on that. I kind of want it to be sort of a cliff, and you're at the bottom and looking up to it, so the perspective wasn't correct. And that's the beauty of Photoshop. You can just grab it, warp it into the desired perspective. I think it's a little bit better now. So the image size is fairly small. I think I started with the canvas is 4,000 pixels wide, so there are 2,000 pixels each. Later, when I will refine them, I will increase the image size. The bottom left one, it was really rough, and I decided, you know, it needs some work to make it read a little bit better. The idea is that these are trees, but instead of leaves, they kind of have mushroom caps. I thought was a neat idea. In the end, with the coloring, I'm also really rough with that one, but I might refine that one because I just really like the subject matter. You see me grabbing some textures and just blurring it a little bit and throw it on my different sketches and just throwing it on to get a color palette going and nothing else. It's just there for the color. So I'm gonna keep that one there. Normally I might do a couple of layers of these, but this time I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna just grab one, I'm gonna blur it so that I have the color, and then I'm gonna keep it there. And as you can see, it doesn't even cover the entire cliff, but that's something that we can fix later with the brush. It's just there to give us some color to work with. And you're not seeing me doing very much because I was browsing my images. I probably should do that, record that on screen so you can see what I am browsing. And here you see me grab another color. At first I thought, you know what, browns, greens were kind of good with mushrooms, maybe orange, those type of colors. But I thought, you know what, why don't I use some more snowy type of landscape colors, just to change it up a little bit. Normally you would expect something like this, like these colors for these type of landscapes. The color that I use here from Arizona, that is, I believe, and maybe something like this, which I'm picking now. But I wanted to change it up, so I also took the blues. I think I'm gonna try to throw in some more stuff here to give me some different effects, but I rejected that idea after a while because I just couldn't come up with something nice. But you know what? It would be cool if the light is coming from the left here with the cliff, and that is actually quite a good idea, maybe. But I decided to throw away the texture. Am I using this one? I don't know. I tried to use it, but I'm not sure if I ended up keeping it. I think I did just for the color. Yeah, I did. So I will collapse the. Here you can see me pull up the color a little bit further, and I just collapse all the layers, lock the layers, put a new layer for the actual painting, and then I'm just going to start to paint. I'm currently sort of halfway through the process, and this is just gonna be really rough, just coloring in the different bits, and so that we have a sort of a good base on which we can work further. Just using a modified default brush from Photoshop, so nothing fancy, no custom brushes. Yeah, you could say it is a custom brush because I modified it myself, but anyone can do that if you just play around a little bit with the brush settings. But it's basically just a normal chalk brush with the I think the size is set to my pen pressure, but I set a minimum size, so it can go smaller than the minimum size. The minimum size is about, I think, 60% of the maximum size, so there's a slight size difference with, associated with the pressure setting from my tablet. And then you see me using probably maybe I wouldn't say, yeah, I think it's one of my favorite tools, which is the lasso tool. I really started to appreciate the tool quite a lot. It allows you to just select a large chunk of your picture and just put in the right color. Here you see me switch to a different brush, brush I mostly use for my landscapes, which is a flat brush. It's also a default Photoshop brush, which is modified a little bit. I just flattened it, and I think it's set to dual brush or texture, one of the two. I think texture, and it gives a nice little texture. So it's really nice for landscapes. You tend to have a lot of texture and variations in color in landscapes, and I really find that brush to really good for that, to give that slight coloration differences. You maybe, if you follow this channel for a while now, you may remember me doing the city scene, the sci-fi city scene. I tried using this brush there, but it didn't really work very well there because of the roughness. I just didn't really like it. So here you see me moving on to the next one, and you'll probably notice that the further I get into these things, the quicker I do it, the rougher I am. On the first one, I worked for quite a while. I think I worked the longest on the first one. I was quite thorough with that one, but the other ones, I'm just getting rougher and rougher. Just get the general idea and think, you know what, I can work with this. I'm gonna call it a day. It's in the end, it's for my own. It's not for a project or something. So and when you're working for yourself, you can do that too. You can just, if you say, I can work with this, then it's fine. If you want to present it to someone, you probably should work on it for a little bit longer, because you may be able to see what's going on. But if you show it to someone who isn't really that into art or something like that, they might go and think, what's going on here. But they might not be able to make. It doesn't really may not be make sense to them. Wow, that was difficult. Words, man, words are difficult. Here I'm working on the sky with my landscape brush, and didn't really work so well. I probably should have grabbed it with the lasso tool and used my soft brush for that, but in the end I thought, you know what, I can always do that later. This one is something like I thought, you know what if you had a castle made of mushrooms? I know it's a really strange idea, but I kind of like it. So we may do something with it. Yeah, from now on, it's basically coloring in these. It's a big coloring book, really. Of course, we want to make the colors interesting and things like that, but it's just having a lot of fun. This stage is I don't know. It's a lot of fun to me. Yeah, what do I want to do? I probably should have made a list of things I wanted to talk about. So yeah, it's probably just gonna be videos for the coming weeks or maybe months. And the goal is to do one video a week. So we're gonna continue with that from this week onward. At least one video. Maybe we can do more, but for now we will do one video each week. And we're gonna try different subjects for the videos. We're gonna try to keep it interesting and keep it helpful, so we can learn from it and you can learn from it. You see me trying to delete that, and because I'm on one layer, it doesn't really work. It also deletes the paint for the painting above it. So we quickly repaint that. That's not a big deal. What was I talking about? Yeah, about the video a week. That's gonna be the case for the next coming weeks, and I want to go back to live streaming at some point, but that's gonna have to wait a while. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. The cool thing about videos is that you can see quite a long process compressed into a short amount of time. And when I'm live streaming, I tend to work a lot slower because I'm painting and drawing and talking at the same time, so that slows down the process quite a bit. Of course, the more you practice it, the better it gets, but still. And so I think these videos are a little bit better at compressing a lot of content into a shorter amount of time. So yeah, that's really about it, I think. Of course, we're gonna pick a couple of these. I quite like. I think I like them all. I think I probably like the The top right, I think I like it the most. That's because I have some ideas with that, so I might do that one. I kind of want to know which one do you guys want me to work on as well. So if you can comment down below in the comment section, which of these 6 I should do. Well, I think I will do the top right one. So which of the other 5 should I do? Just let me know. Just say bottom left or middle right, something like that. Let me know which one you think I should continue with. And with that said, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Keep painting and improving yourself. Bye.